All right. I okay, connecting to Hey, I am excited about today's episode. It's all about, is home ownership worth it? Hmm. What's the good? What's the bad? Why? Why is it build a house or buy a house or own a house? Why? I'm happy renting. I don't know why you would be, but we're going to talk about that today. Today, okay, I always start with excitement, but today, I have, it's a long story, but I have a very, very dear, close, she's my sister girl, and I met her, our kids are 15, I'm going to say about 15 years ago. I met her about 15 years ago, and she was my hardest sale ever. She actually ran for me. So, because I believe in home ownership, building wealth, like that's my message, that's what I stand on. I chased this woman down. Let me tell you, and it was so worth it. So we were going through the transaction, and I think she got cold feet. And she like ghosted me, like literally ghosted me. We were like at the end almost of the transaction, and she ghosted me. And I just needed like a signature or something from her. And I don't know what happened. I didn't hear for about a week or so. So then I got her on the phone. I literally drove to her job, and I said, "You gonna sign these papers today? We done came too far." And lo and behold, we are here today. I would like to introduce everybody to Christian. We did not know each other before this transaction. Actually, she was a referral from another client, but we connected on so many different levels. And 15, 20 years later, our kids are growing up. They're BFFs too. And I am excited that for me, during my career, I meet so many good people. And this is one of them. And now she's not a client, but she is a sister, family. I tried to dump her, but then she wouldn't let me. So we are here today and we are talking about this home ownership. And, the topic today and this series that I do every other week is about home ownership and is it worth it? So I gave a little background of, who you are, how we met, and what how you ghosted me, right? And so let's talk about that. Why did you ghost me?
Okay, that sounds really bad,
The truth is the truth.
but it is the truth. I think the home buying process itself is slightly overwhelming because you're kind of like giving everything. You're giving your entire portfolio, your bank statement, your tax statements, your entire life, and then it's a 30-year commitment. So so yes, I got cold feet, but you didn't have to tell everybody that. So
Well, I'm
yes,
all about being real, right? Because if you experienced it, somebody else experienced it, right? And I remember that,
right.
and I laugh to this day because I'm like, she really truly ghosted me. Like, and I went to her job. Like, I'm in the lobby. I'm in the lobby like she gonna
You
come out
definitely
today.
pulled up.
I ain't leaving here. I am not leaving here today till she sign these papers. And so I know that is a real thing because, like you
Mhm.
said, you are given a lot. And it's like, as being a first time home buyer, and you were young too,
Yeah,
I'm not going to give our ages, but we've been knowing each other for 15 years. So minus that, and we still look good. But nevertheless,
absolutely.
you were young, you were renting, and you were living your best life in an apartment. And then you got introduced to me and my business partner, and we were
Mhm.
just and we were telling you really the truly benefits of home ownership, and you decided to do it. And why? We know it's a stressful
Um,
process, but what was your why?
I think at that time, I had just got out of a relationship and moved into an apartment briefly.
Hmm.
And I had a young daughter. I think she was one, I believe. And what I remember, growing up anyway, at least with my mother, she always wanted us to have stability. So we grew up in the same house, period. You know what I mean? So she owned it. We grew up in the same house, and that's just how what we were used to. And that's what I
Hmm.
wanted for my daughter. So
Yeah.
when I went out with your other client, which was my friend at the time, we were I was like, maybe this is something I should explore. And then, we started the process. And at first I really didn't think I could do it because all of the paperwork that you need. And then you keep asking for paperwork and you keep getting updates and then it was like, okay, this is a lot. So maybe this isn't something I should do. So I disappeared for a little bit. So
Hmm. She
I
did.
just needed to take
Mhm.
a moment. That's all. Just a moment.
So after your moment, taking a moment, right? What
Mhm.
made you continue, right? What was that? Was it
Um,
that? Go ahead.
I think it was your persistence. So that kind of helped. Um, and I knew what the benefit was in regards to like having a home, and with my daughter growing up in the same location. So that made me be like, okay, maybe this is something I should do. So if my mom believed in it, maybe I should try to believe in it too.
And that's one of the things that I stand on as well. I had a different, and I'm gonna share this in a later segment another time. But one of the things is that having a home, it not only helps you build wealth, but it does bring stability, right? Because as a homeowner, it's not like if you can't pay, if you have some financial difficulties, it's not like you're gonna get kicked out in 30 days. The banks really work to, they really work with you. It takes a long time to even get foreclosure or put out or anything of that nature. So when you stay stability, that is true. And then you can develop friends. It's
Right.
just so much around like home ownership, and just not the money aspect of it. But my tagline and mission is mortgage is the vehicle and wealth is the destination. And so with buying your first now, she's a seasoned home buyer, and so she's on her second home. And after, let's wait a minute, let me back up first. Let's talk about that first home, right? Was that first home your forever home? Like something that you, oh man,
At
you
the
just
time, I
like
thought it
when
was.
you were looking at, so at the time you thought it was, did you feel like you had to give or
Yeah.
take on that first home? Maybe. Go ahead. Let's talk about that.
Um, with this one, the first home, no, I don't think I did. At that time, it fit everything. I don't even think I did a lot of looking in regards to the real
You
estate
did.
process. I think I was like, oh, this is the house. So I didn't have that experience of going to multiple homes and doing all that. I was like, this is it. So I guess at first it was considered to be my forever home, but plans change. So
Life changes, right? So being a
yes,
first time home buyer, it's it's important. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it important to really kind of have like your must haves and what you need, so when you go out to look at a home, you have a good idea, right? And if this is it or not, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think you should always, with anything though, that's with any shopping or anything, you should know what you want. So you definitely
Mhm.
need a list of whatever pros and cons or whatever amenities that you want in your house. And just, you know, seek them out. So,
Sidebar, because I always say that you got to have a list, you got to have a plan. But also, too, all you single ladies out there, please make that list. Okay, check off your box. When you looking for that man. Don't just go out there and just get anything. Okay, I'm gonna need for you to make that list of your absolute non-negotiables. Okay, sidebar. Let's keep it moving.
right.
So let's keep it moving. And then so you got, so when you're going out there, you know what you know
You're so
what you
silly.
you know what you're looking for. So it's not like you have to go through multiple houses, right? It's like it's a
Yeah.
narrow list, making sure that you're shopping in your budget. Okay. The other reason, and this is really what I want to talk about, because like I use your so much, because not because we're friends, but because the impact that I saw just
Mm,
in you. The impact for me was, it was like the trickle down effect, because
mhm,
you never know what you're going to do, and what you do, how it's going to change your family's lives and
right.
your siblings' lives, and building that. This is what I talk about, generational wealth. It's not so much just about you, right? But the
Mhm,
knowledge you acquire, the things that you do, the motivation just by you doing something for you and what you believe in has a trickle effect. And I set the stage because
mhm,
to date, this woman right here, she's not only my best friend, but she's one of my biggest advocate and referral sources. And when I say that,
mm.
it's like, man, she started the ball, and the rest of her family was like, oh, it just was a trickle effect. It was,
It
and it was
was.
just beautiful to see,
Mhm,
right? It was like beautiful. She started, then her brother, then her cousins, then I mean, it just went on and on and on. And it's like, I'm part of the
absolutely.
family, because, it's like, oh, yeah, that's just Fanny. I'm not even the mortgage person no more. I'm just Fanny. I'm part of the family because she set the stage. And I tell that story to other people that's kind of like on the fence, and they saying, I just want to, I never saw this in my family. And I'm like, you never know what that one action is going to do. You can
Mhm.
speak on that, because it just warms my heart, and it just goes with the messaging. But go ahead. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think once they see me go through the process of purchasing a home, and I kinda explained, how you helped me, yeah, just like you said, it was just a trickle effect of, I think, a few of my brothers, and then a couple cousins, I think I got some friends that did it with you as well. It was just a trickle effect of a lot of people. We were trying to do, building generational wealth, right? Ain't that the goal? So
That is
we're
the
gonna make it the
goal.
entire generation of our family. So everybody gets a
Right.
house.
And
So that's what it
there you
felt.
go.
It kind of felt like that
Everybody.
Oprah moment. Yeah, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house, and we all kind of just went through. That's what it felt like. So, um,
And actually,
yeah,
that's
it
what
was
it
it was
was.
definitely, yeah,
It was definitely experience, but just to seeing the impact, right? And so let's talk about the market in which you bought in, right? It was a different market, right, than we are in now. But you were
yes.
nervous, right? And then you kind
Mhm.
of wanted to put it on pause, but your why was stronger than those nerves. And then, she had a good pusher person. But um what do you feel like now? Like, because I tell everybody, like, that first home can be your stepping stone to so much more, right? Because you're on your second home. So let's talk about
Yeah.
that first home. How long you stay in that? Like maybe 5? Was it 5?
10. I just stayed in that
10?
house for 10, I think.
Okay, so you stayed in that house for
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, because I've been in this house for 4.
Okay, so you
Mhm.
stayed in that house for 10, right? And so
Yeah.
with, oh man, her deal was so sweet back at the, oh man, it was just so sweet. It was, I can't even talk. It was just too, we just set her up for so much success. Her ROI is like a
Mhm.
1,000%, because in her first home, she got into it. I think you got money back, And that's when we had the $8,000 tax credit. Like, I mean, she was just killing the game. It was just like it was it was like the perfect timing right there. And so being set up
Yeah,
on
it
that
was
first
when
home and
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
think it was right during the, like, recession era, right during the, like, recession area,
Mhm.
and, after I purchased my house, I think I got a lump sum of the money back. So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So,
It was
it was great.
absolutely amazing. So it's like you're we're not in those times now, but it's just like being ready to pull the trigger, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then the return on investment is just infinite because it's like money back, no money down, and those things of that nature. But as we catapult or move forward from there, life changes, right? Now your family is expanding, and then it's time to purchase another home, right?
Yes.
Like, let's talk about the wealth that was built. We don't have to talk about the numbers or whatever, but let's talk about the wealth that was built, right? When you,
Mhm.
because Christian decided to sell as opposed to keep, she was just ready to move on. But that wealth that you, on that return that you received when you sold it, how did that impact your life moving forward?
It allowed me, well, I got a lot of, I don't know, would be considered, I made a profit, basically. I don't know if it's equity. I don't know how that jargon works, but I got a profit off of selling my house at the time. And it allowed me the opportunity to build a brand new house. And it, I didn't think that was possible. That was a completely different
Mhm.
experience. So, yeah.
So it's like one, and it's like you, I mean, really, you start with one, and then it's like, oh man, now it's
Mhm.
you're growing, life changes, and now you're in a brand new, built from scratch, how you wanted it, you know what I mean, and getting the things that you want. How is that? How do you feel about that, like now? This might not even be that forever home, but with the mindset of looking back on that younger Christian and to looking now, is it anything that you would have done differently?
Um, Maybe held on to that house a little bit longer to see if
A little bit, a little bit,
just a
because
little
a
bit.
little
There's no way you could
bit.
have, yeah, just a little bit longer and got some more profit. I might have did that. But you don't know what the market's going to do, so you can't really gauge that. But I might have held on to it a little bit longer. Um, Other than that, I would have still got rid of it. Just with the way
Hmm.
my life and my family expanded, it wasn't enough room, so I had to.
Hmm.
Um, that's about it, though. I mean, I think I used the house for what it was worth at the time. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And then the last, well, not the last question. So, do you feel like from that first home that it kind of gave you even more financial security with that second part of your life? Because now you have a profit, now you have a huge cushion that,
Mhm.
if something was to go wrong, then you would have something to fall back on because life happened. Look at what we went through COVID. So,
Absolutely. I think that having that first house, and not really understanding, like, the location you picked, the school area, everything surrounding that first house, um, you don't know how to, like, get equity within your home and just watching stuff grow. I think with the second home, since it was a new build, and you're seeing houses grow or get built right beside you and everything like that, I got a lot of equity, like, very quickly, like quicker than anybody else, because every time they built another house, the profit or the equity in my house goes up, because every house that
mhm,
comes after mine is more expensive. So
mhm,
it's just
mhm.
a different, I don't know, it's a different process, I guess you could say. So I guess it kind of made me more house smart, more conscious of the location and everything like that. School district, everything, you kind of pay attention more. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I just wanted a house. So
Mhm.
I wasn't paying attention to all the other dynamics and the way that you can get equity in your home by just not doing much. So now I
And
know.
that's the but you know what? And that's the difference, right? I know a lot of times, like, it's like education, like, really right now is that really is what's key. Like, you can buy
Mhm.
a house to live in, right? And you can have stability and you can build wealth, but you can also too buy smart. And
Yep.
it's like that first house, it doesn't have to be everything, but I always say in real estate, you make money when you purchase it. Even as a homeowner, even if you
Mhm.
plan on being in this home for like ever, being
Mhm.
strategic about where you purchase, how you purchase, and everything of that nature, it's key to that future wealth. And my
Right.
messaging is always, your house, you got to pay rent somewhere. It's like a forced savings account, right? It's an asset. It could be an asset if you use it properly. And then when you sell it, you can reap what you paid into it. So, like you being a renter, what did you get when you bought your house, honey? What'd you get?
With
What'd you
the
get?
first house?
Yeah, no. What did you when you
Oh,
left your apartment?
oh,
What did they give you? What
they
did
gave you
was
nothing. You packed your
sure
boxes and you leave. So
enough? Oh, okay.
yeah,
So go ahead.
you don't get nothing. There's no benefit. You're paying somebody else's mortgage. That's
Well,
all you're doing.
you got mobility. You know,
Ah,
you
yeah,
got your bags and you was out, right? You got that mobility.
yeah. I guess that's your perk. That's all you get. So,
You
you
get
know,
that mobility, but you know, can I get that change? You
exactly.
I'll take the change over mobility any day, Alex. You know what I mean? Vanna,
Absolutely.
I'll turn over the Oh man. All right, so was it worth it? Is the question.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, there's no second guessing that. Absolutely. Definitely would
absolutely.
encourage anybody and everybody if they are able to purchase a house. Um, it's just way too many benefits to do it. So when I think about all the years that I paid for an apartment and I was paying somebody else's mortgage when I could have been paying my own, it makes me upset. Like I waited too long. And I wasn't even that old when I got my house, but
Right, right. Right,
I
right,
could have
right.
did it sooner. So
Yeah.
it's definitely something that everybody should look into.
Oh, that's good to hear because that's like in we're in a kind of like in a different market right now, but even in this market, would you say it would still be worth it? And how the prices are, interest rates, or would you say it would be worth it?
Yes, I still think so. It's just yeah, the everything's climbing. I mean, I understand it's grocery, the eggs. I think they were complaining about the eggs are overpriced and everything like that. But this is like an investment in your future, so you got to look at the entire picture. So I definitely I can't steer away from that. It's definitely a yes. So
Okay, good. We still buy eggs, right? They went up. We still
absolutely,
we still buy eggs and we still
all
buy
of it,
water,
absolutely.
so you just have to think about, the benefit and really stand on your why. And then, like even learning from the first house and then going to the second house and then just changing the mindset. We all need to live somewhere, but if we can strategically work on building wealth along the way, right? And maybe that first house is not that forever home, but it sets you up for that forever home, right? And it's just so many other ways that you can go with that. But I am so appreciative that you were on. I really am blessed that we were able to connect. Just, the friendship that we have, the family that we've meshed together, our kids growing together and everything of that nature just bless my life. But I do I got to do a selfish plug. I'd never introduced myself in the beginning because this is not about me. This is about encouraging others to really achieve a level of financial stability and generational wealth. But I am Fannie Mae West, and I am the broker owner of Optist, and we believe in mortgage is the vehicle and wealth is the destination. So, Christian, she knew me before I started my brokerage, but what would you say? We already know I'm a stalker, but it's only for your
So,
benefit, right? Once you get into the ecosystem, I'm going to remind you of your why. I'm like that cheerleader that keeps you going. So tell them why you keep referring people to me.
um, I think it's the overall experience, with dealing with you. I think um, it was more, I mean, I understand you're doing brokerage, but you actually changed my life. Like, you opened up so many avenues and stuff for me to pay attention to, that it kinda, I don't know, I guess I got educated more on the financial, even like with doing my credit and knowing how the credit card process works and everything like that, and trying to keep it, I'm still working for the 800, but I'm close. I'm getting there. But
Okay.
so trying to, it kind of just, it makes life better. My life got better when I met you, because I learned stuff and learned how to maneuver certain systems with it, even with home buying, with the credit, with different financial things that allowed me to just, I don't know, grow as a person. So why not just, I figured I'd refer my whole family. So it's kind
Refer
of,
to wealth.
yeah, I just figured, if I'm not the teacher, I might as well refer them to somebody that can teach them a better way.
And
So,
who is that, by the way? I'm gonna need for you,
Penny, Penny Mae West at Optist, so the owner.
there you
So, of course. So I think that was it was all around, like, there's no regrets into my home buying process. I know I strayed away for a little bit, but that was just the young me trying to, I don't know, maybe it was rebel, kind of. But once I did it, there's no turning back. I will never rent again. It's not.
it's
Yes.
addictive, right? It is. It is.
Yeah, it's not. I can't imagine. I can't imagine going. It would have to really be hard times for me to go back to renting. So I'm going to keep buying from here on out. It sounds like.
What?
So,
Oh, well, there you go. I appreciate your time. I try to keep it at like 30 minutes, but this is more so encouragement for others. And then if you are on the fence, you get to hear it from not a person in the industry that maybe you feel like they're trying to sell you something, but actual people who own homes that, all of our experiences are different, but to ask that honest question, is it worth it or was it worth it? And I'm at 100%, it was worth it. So, I'm gonna keep asking. And if we get that person to say it wasn't worth it, we're gonna dive in deep to figure out why it wasn't worth it. But from right now, all the people that I know, it's worth it because stability, financial generational wealth, and then just building and growing, is just I'm gonna stop talking. But thank you all for watching. Tune in every Thursday, 6 o'clock. Anything you want to say, taking them out, any encouraging words you want to give.
I think, don't doubt yourself. If you're ready to buy, you should definitely go for it. That would be my encouragement. Go for it.
There you go. I like that. Go for it. Let's do it. All
Yeah.
right. Have a good night. I'm gonna figure out how to turn this off, y'all.